just want to ask your take on overhead presses.
My fave.
So I tried to learn the hip hop thing. I don't know, I'm physical retard. So I've sort of just gone back to a more kind of strict
Yeah.
pressing. I don't know how much effort we do that.
So the press does take a little bit of timing. If you've never learnt it before, again, there are ways to kind of learn it, even by yourself. The teaching progression as well, filming yourself is a good way to start, right? Seeing what it looks like. Sometimes it might not be as bad as you think it is. But I also think for a person who's new or coming back from old strength and ramping it up, strict press is still a good lift. Like, I still use it, even for myself. If I'm banged up or if I'm coming from a big training cycle, like if I just hit a huge number, I might run 4 to 6 weeks of a strict press as a deload, but I'm ramping it up like I'm ramping up any other lift. But to me, a strict press is a light press because you're not using as much muscle mass, not using as much weight, not using as much load. So for that reason, like that's the other thing. I think different exercises are labeled in different umbrella terms. So a close grip bench, to me, again, is a light to medium bench press. Because of the grip, it forces you to be in a more disadvantaged position. So for that reason, yes, you may be training triceps, but to me, it's just a harder version. So if you were to try and go heavy on it, it restricts your weight because the technique is so tough. So that's kind of how I feel about strict press. It can train a lot of things where people fuck up. So bar path is a big thing. When you're pressing, the bar wants to fly out in front of you. Whereas strict press, you just glide it back the whole time. So people who have that problem of catching the bar or throwing it forward when they use their hips, it can sometimes help fix that bar path, and then they start throwing their hips again, and it's fixed. Kind of like how we were talking about pause squats. Sometimes strict press can be a good thing like that. But just like the power clean and just like chin-ups, I always try and promote the lifts and try and do them to the model. I only start modifying for a special reason, right? And then the goal is to come back to those lifts because it's not a life sentence. Just because you're strict pressing for 6 months doesn't mean you can never throw your hips. It just means you're not getting it right now. You know, that this is a kind of like an art. This is a thing that improves over time. Like, you'll get more skilled. So the press might be something that you'll be better at after you've done some strict press. So don't count it out, I guess.
That's helpful, thanks.
Mm-hmm.